So this will be one of the first videos in the college series that I just discussed. The topic for this video is going to be transferring. I transferred in my second year of college to a much larger university, and I'll start to explain the process of why I did and kind of how it came to be. But out of high school, I kind of had a lot of things going on with my family and got to a point where I I only applied to a few schools. Even though I was a great student coming up and very active, I only applied to a few schools. Now I got into all the schools that I applied to, but decided to go to a smaller school close to home. When I went through my first year of college, it really was hard to bond with people and to get to know people, especially a lot of the minorities, because there were some minority programs that were already in place before I got to the school. So a lot of them knew each other, and I just felt really out of place. And the school was very small. It was the same size as my high school, or even maybe a little bigger than my high school. So for me, it felt like, I hadn't really gone on to do something different. I really wasn't making these connections, and I really didn't feel an attachment to my school. My roommate was really nice. We got along, but she had made her set friends, and she had even invited me along to a lot of the events that they had, but I just didn't feel that connection that I was looking for. So I was working in the admissions office in the college that I was attending and found out about a program called the National Student Exchange. And in that program, you could apply and you basically would live at another college for up to a year, and then you would come back to your own college. And so I applied, I got in. So I moved states away to go to this other college that was huge, really big, and very popular. And I did my year there, met people, really felt like I had a sense of community and got to know people. I mean, nothing was perfect. There were times of loneliness, but there still was more of a connection with the people that I met there, and it was easier to meet people. So I decided after my second year at the transfer school, that I would really take the step further and apply to that school. And I did. And it was a nerve-wracking process because you're kind of in between schools. You really have this passion for this new school, but you really don't know if they'll let you in. So next fall you may be states away. It was really a trying time, but at the end of it, I did get into the school that I wanted to go to and was able to stay and build from there. But transferring was definitely a process for me that was a little different than your average transfer student, but still had some of the same hurdles and issues to climb. Because although I did meet people through being involved in programs and events, I also originally kind of ran into somewhat of the same problem at first. You're in your second year, you're at a new school, and you really don't know anybody states away, family is far away, and the individuals that have come in as freshmen together already know each other. And so there was this, again, sense of, I don't really know anybody, I don't have anybody to click with. But there was a difference because me becoming active in some of the organizations on campus and going to events and just the atmosphere of that university led me to feel more comfortable. So as a transfer student, I did go, there were some resources on campus, and that's what I would suggest, that you really look into the resources on your campus. Sometimes they have a transfer office or a transfer student office where you can go in and ask questions, and you may have to be persistent because sometimes you'll get someone who works there, who's worked there for years, who may not have that much interest in what they're doing, or may just have had a busy day and you feel like you've been slighted. But it does take, some effort to really get to know people and to make a name for yourself, or to build these relationships. But you have to know that you're worth the effort and that it will pay off. You just got to keep pushing. So that's really my advice for transfer students. If you're looking to do it because you feel like the school that you're in is not a good fit and you really can't make it for the next 4 years, I say, go for it if that's what you feel. But be prepared to have possibly some of the same issues with not fitting in, and try to figure out ways where you can change the situation. How can you adapt to what's going on or improve what's going on, or the issues you're having. So again, touch base with the transfer student office if there is one, and also become involved in either cultural committees or go to events. There's fraternities and sororities if that's something of interest to you. There are just different clubs and organizations for all different topics. There's volunteering opportunities. You really have to put yourself out there in college if you want to get the best results. And I consider myself to be someone who is outgoing but also has a shy personality at times as well. So it did take work and it wasn't always comfortable, but in the end it paid off. So again, those are my words of advice for any transfer students and some insight on my experience as a transfer student. Hope it helped.